resume recording. Please, until we get to the Q&A session, if it's going to be, out loud, just keep yourself muted if you don't mind, so that we can reduce any background noise interference. If you do have questions that you don't want us to forget along the way, please put them in the chat and we'll be monitoring that so that we'll be sure to get to your questions. And then after today's session, we will be uploading this recording to our website for if your friends couldn't make it, or if you want to revisit some of the information we cover, you will be able to go back to our website and see Kristen's presentation again. So without further ado, I'm going to stop sharing my screen and kick it on over to Kristen for you. Okay. Thank you, Kristen.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Well, hello, everybody. Thank you so much for having me today. As Sheree said, my name is Kristen Ewell, and I'm with an organization called Barcelona Study Abroad Experience. So what we do is we specialize just in the city of Barcelona, and we do both study abroad internships. And now, due to COVID over this past year, we've added virtual internship opportunities as well. So there's a couple different ways that you can create a really unique experience abroad. We have everything from summer, short term, up to traditional semester academic year programs as well. So what I have is just a short presentation that's like a quick overview of all the different programs that we offer. If any of you have any questions at any point, I really want to make this a conversation with you guys to talk about the types of programs that you're interested in. So feel free to jump in, drop your questions in the chat. Or you can unmute yourself either way. So we will go ahead and get started. Let's see here. Try that one more time. There we go. All right. Can you guys see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Perfect. All right, so a little bit about us. So I know that you've all hopefully had the opportunity to go to multiple presentations this week during the fair. With us, as I mentioned earlier, we specialize just in the city of Barcelona. So we are a little bit different in that, we don't have programs all over the world. But what that means is we're able to really be a great fit for students that have their heart set on going to Spain, or going to Barcelona specifically, and we're really going to give you that individualized and personalized experience. So we're a smaller boutique provider. We really get to know our students, on a one-on-one basis, and in turn, we really want you to get to know the city of Barcelona and really connect with the city, not just as a tourist. So we have both staff here in the US, and then we have a full Barcelona based team as well. So myself, I'm based in San Diego, so not too far from Fullerton. And then we also have our, on-site team that's made up of both, expat Americans, and then we also have, locals that were born and raised in Barcelona as well. So we just really want to support you through every single step of the process. From the time that you first inquire until the time that you return home as alumni. So another really great thing about Barcelona SAE, the fact that we focus just on one city, we're able to focus all of our time, energy, resources just in one location, which means we're really able to give you a high quality program at a really affordable cost. So that's really important. We know price point is something that students look for. We feel very strongly that we want programs that are affordable and accessible to all students. And then we also have a number of different scholarship opportunities as well. And then we also give our students the best tools for cultural and language immersion. So as I mentioned earlier, our number one goal is really for you to have a very immersive experience. Some of the different things that we do is we have a cultural mentor program. So you're actually paired up with a member of our local team. And they'll be the ones to kind of tell you, okay, here's the best place to get tapas on a Tuesday, or hear live music once that returns. I don't know about you guys, but I really miss live music. They'll be the ones to kind of give you their tips and tricks of different places in the city. They'll also meet with you when you first arrive, kind of talk about some of your goals for the program, and really be, your point person for anything that you might need. Each week, we always have something going on, whether it's a cooking class, a salsa lesson, different neighborhood tours throughout the city. Obviously, all of these now, we do have students on the ground. We have a small number this spring. So we are able to still do the activities, of course, adapting them to take full COVID health and safety precautions. We also do a number of different day trips, excursions. We typically also have a homestay option. Again, this is all COVID dependent. As of now, we just are placing our students in residence halls because we're able to really accommodate students, with social distancing, regular cleaning, and different things. But we're hopeful that, post-COVID, we'll be able to offer the homestay option again. And then just different opportunities, language exchanges with local students. You can practice your Spanish, they can practice their English. And then we also have volunteer days as well. And welcome to those of you that are just coming in. Feel free to jump in. Let me know if you have any questions. You can drop them in the chat. Yeah, just kind of talking a quick overview about what makes us different. So again, our exclusive focus on Barcelona. Diversity and inclusion is also a huge part of our programming. So we have our diversity and inclusion initiative is called Todos, which in Spanish means all. And it stands for the outcomes-based diversity, or the outcomes-based diversity outreach strategy. Affordability, lots of different academic and internship options. So again, we're able to offer a ton of variety when it comes to the courses that you can take, meaning that, we pretty much have something for every major. Focus on intercultural immersion and then just that individualized piece as well. All right, so talking a little bit more about Todos. So we are just really wanting to make our programs accessible, affordable, and the cornerstone of that is our diversity and inclusion initiative. So it's based on 4 pillars. So providing financial resources. So there's a number of different scholarship opportunities available. Inclusive academic programming. So we have a number of diversity focused courses that we're adding each semester and each summer. Targeted outreach, and then intercultural training. So both for our students and then for our staff and our homestay families as well. A couple of the scholarships that I did want to highlight is we have a need-based and a summer ambassador scholarship. So those are the 2 big ones. I would definitely encourage you to check out our website that really focus on removing those barriers to make going abroad, something that can happen for all students. So here are some of the other scholarships that we offer as well. So you can see there's a wide variety. I would definitely encourage you, whether you go to Barcelona or another location, definitely have those conversations with Cherie, with the study abroad office early. There's a lot of scholarship opportunities out there for study abroad. You just really need to put forth, the effort to apply for as many scholarships as you can, take advantage of all of those opportunities, because a lot of students don't realize how much money is out there for study abroad. All right, any questions at all so far? I know I'm going through this very quickly, but we can also leave some time at the end if you have any questions as well. So real quick about our study abroad program. So we have a few different options. So I know as of now at Fullerton, it looks like you should hopefully be able to go abroad, everything permitted by the fall. So if that's the case, we do have 4 different universities that we work with for semester study. So we have our own study center. So basically what that means is it's going to be one building. You're taking courses alongside other American students, but they're going to be from all different universities throughout the US. So lots of other students from, the Cal States, the UCs, but then also all across the US as well. And then we work with 3 local institutions. So the Autonomous University of Barcelona, the University of Barcelona, and then Pompeu Fabra University. So all of those, I'll kind of talk a little bit about, what's the difference between them. So our study center, that's really going to give you the most personalized experience. Our staff is there, we're seeing you every day. Class sizes are going to be very, very small. So you really get that personalized attention from faculty as well. In these courses, we offer semester, summer, May term, J term, so a wide variety of programs, anywhere from about 3 to 4 weeks up to a full semester. So some highlights of this. So as I mentioned, that class size, so really keeping, that student to staff ratio very, very low, using Barcelona as the classroom. So, you might be taking an architecture class and going out and looking at the Sagrada Familia, which really just makes it come alive versus just listening about it in a class. So we really do a lot of field studies, active learning. There's both local and international faculty. And students always just rave about their professors at our study center. So they're just wonderful people that are really passionate about their fields. This is a really good fit for, students that are in business, history, art, psychology, geography, literature, and you can take courses towards your major, your minor, you can do gen ed, you can do Spanish. And then our semester programs also feature our Barca Local Integration Week. So this is going to be a full week when you first arrive, including your orientation. And then we'll do lots of different activities to really get you comfortable with the city so that you're meeting other students and really feeling like a local right from the very get-go. So in the semesters, we do have a couple different options. So you can do just the study portion. You can combine it with an internship, or if you want the experience of studying, at a study center, but then also studying on a local campus, we have that opportunity as well. And then in the summer, you can do May term for 3 weeks, June term for 4 weeks, or July term for 4 weeks. And you can mix and match those as well. So if you wanted to come for both June and July, you can take 3 or 6 credits each term. So you could actually earn up to 12 credits. Or if you came for the full semester, you could do, or the full summer, you could do up to 15 credits in a summer. And then we typically also have some multicultural perspective programs. So those are going to be our multi-country programs that travel. Unfortunately, this summer, due to COVID, our multicultural perspective program is on hold, but we are hopeful for a return again in 2022. So we have a program that goes and spends a week in Barcelona, a week in Rome, and a week in Athens, studying either food and society or history and politics. So it's kind of our one exception to the Barcelona only rule. And then we also have a couple of January options as well. So the UAB, sorry, I'm just checking to see how I am on time. So the UAB is a beautiful campus, one of the most famous, well-known campuses throughout the city. We offer this program semester only, so you can go either in the fall or in the spring. This is going to have a pretty large number of international students, variety of elective courses, both in English and in Spanish. So if you need really specific courses, this is always a really good fit just because they do have so many different courses to choose from. Up to 900 international students. So you won't necessarily be in class alongside local students, but you will be, taking courses alongside, other students from Germany and Australia and Italy and all across the world. And the class size here, it's still pretty small. It is a little bit bigger than our study center program, but still pretty small and pretty personalized. And it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. You can see by the photos, it's just absolutely stunning. If I could go back and do it all over again as a student, I feel like I would just be so drawn to the UAB. So our students always have a really great experience there. And then we also work with the University of Barcelona as well. So similar to the UAB, this is going to be a semester only option. This is actually the oldest institution in Barcelona, established way back in 1450. And they have about 65,000 students. So a little bit larger of a student population, but the international student population is a little bit smaller. And this is going to be a Spanish language and Hispanic studies program. So really focusing on history, sociology, arts, business, and of course, Spanish language. Here you have the option if you want to take your courses in Spanish, but at a level for non-native or fluent speakers, that's definitely an option. Or if you wanted to take your courses in English, you can do that as well. And then this really has the Spanish language focus. So if your number one goal when you study abroad is to really take your Spanish to the next level, this is a great option to look at. And then last but not least is the Pompeu Fabra University. So this is going to be one of the newer institutions that was established back in the 1990s. So a much more, modern campus. But we have lots of different, tracks that you can do. So this is going to really have those courses that you might be struggling to find while abroad. So we have a STEM studies program, for instance, which is computer science and engineering. I know that those courses can sometimes be tricky, especially in English for students to find abroad. We have an international business and econ program as well. And then we have an interdisciplinary studies program. So it's constantly ranked as one of the top universities in Spain. And they have, both courses in English and in Spanish. Another bonus is that it's just a block or two from the beach. So I know for, students from Southern California, it's a really, really, great fit for them. So those are our 4 study options. Any questions at all? Again, I know that was very, very quick. Just kind of wanted to give you a quick overview of the differences. So can talk quickly through the internship program. So as I mentioned earlier, we have both in person, if you wanted to intern with a company in Barcelona, and then we also have virtual options as well. So our in-person internships. So the great thing about our internships is everything is so customized to each and every student. So we could have 2 business students and their internship could look completely different depending on what their goals are. So they're customized to your major, your preferences, your career goals. We do a Skype interview with each and every student, and that's where we really dig in and find out, okay, what sorts of projects would you like to be involved in? What are you hoping to gain from this internship? What types of companies are you interested in working for? And then we design the internship based on that interview. So it's very much a one-on-one matching process. You're also doing very hands-on work. Our interns, I always joke, they're not just getting, getting coffee and making copies. They're very much a part of the organization. You'll be contributing to real-world projects. You'll be becoming a part of the team and really developing those relationships with your colleagues. We have placements available throughout the year in both English and Spanish, and we can pretty much accommodate any major. The fact that we do really build the internship around each and every student. So we have 6, 8, or 12-week options if you come either in the fall or in the spring. And then we also have 6 or 8-week options if you'd like to come over the summer. And then we also do have that program, as I mentioned earlier, if you're wanting to combine both the study abroad and the internship experience, you can do that as well. And then for the virtual internships, so as we've seen, over this past year with limited student mobility, the virtual internship option has become increasingly popular. So this really gives you international experience, but virtually and remotely. And I think we've all seen, COVID-19 has forever changed the landscape of the workplace. I think more and more industries, more and more companies are, really looking at remote work as the future. So as you all, graduate from Fullerton, you're really going to be, expected to know how to work in a remote environment, to be a self-starter, to be really driven. So this is a great way to get some remote work experience. There's a lot of really flexible hours. You would work about 20 hours a week. We realize, the time difference, it's a 9-hour time difference from here to Barcelona, but the supervisors are generally very, very flexible. We really want to make the internship work for you. They're all going to be project-based, so you're given very concrete tasks and expectations, and then you're checking in with your supervisor a couple times a week. And then we also have a number of group sessions as well. So we have coaching sessions, we have professional development sessions that you're welcome to join. And then again, this, we like to call it an equity bridge. So it's something that really opens up the world, maybe to students that wouldn't have been able to go abroad before. And then it's also a sustainable cross-cultural alternative as well. So the virtual internships are available for same duration, 6, 8, 12 weeks over the semesters, or you can do 6 or 8 weeks over the summer. And then our virtual internships. So we do have, kind of a set group of majors that we've started with that we find tend to, be the most successful in terms of finding placements. So the list is there. If your major isn't on that list though, that's okay. Please, let's still talk. Let's figure out, what it is that you're looking for. And then we can tap into our network in Barcelona. We work with over 250 different companies. So chances are we're able to find something that would be a really good fit. And the virtual internships are anything from research projects, business development, social media, content creation, admin, operations, translation, all sorts of different things. And then this is just a really powerful quote from one of our students. I was a completely different person before I came to Barcelona. The things I learned from being here, working, and meeting new people have helped to sculpt me into a more independent, strong adult. So obviously that's one of the #1 goals of an international experience, whether you're doing it in person or remotely. You're not only learning, more about the world, but you're also learning more about yourself. And I think it just puts everything into perspective. So with our programs, we want to, really make it a package deal for you. So everything's going to include your tuition or the internship. We do airport pickup, transfer to housing, variety of housing options, the mentor program, activities, day trips, excursions, insurance, pretty much everything outside of your flight, and then any spending money as well. And then we also include one last thing I wanted to mention is our online student guide. So this is going to be a comprehensive guide that you'll have access to, info on, everything pre-departure, once you arrive in Barcelona, where's the best vegetarian restaurants, or where's the best place to get my hair cut. So this is really, a nice guide for you at your fingertips. Oop. Well, that is the guide. So, and I can always, if anybody wanted to see the link, I'm happy to share that with you as well. And then we will, I'm pretty much done here because I know we have only a few minutes left. Oh, and the last thing is we also include our Barcelona SAE bucket list for all students. So this is a way, again, for students to really connect with the city. We give you 100 different things to do throughout Barcelona. Some of them are going to be more of your touristy items, whereas others are much more off the beaten path. So it's always really powerful for us to hear students say, I had a free Saturday, I didn't know what to do. I opened up my bucket list and explored an area of the city that otherwise I never would have seen. So we have an Instagram contest surrounding it. We give out, we do a contest every month where students can win prizes. So again, just a really unique and creative way for our students to connect and give back to the city. And then we hear this all the time as well from our students. If I would have known how much was included with this program, the choice would have been so easy. So again, we want there to be one program fee that's really including everything outside of your flight and spending money so that it's really easy for you to budget. So all of our dates, deadlines, costs can be found on our website. It's just barcelonasae.com. You can check out all the different programs, view syllabi, check out videos of past interns we've had. And then I can also, share my contact information as well, if anybody is interested in connecting further. So any questions at all from anyone?
Hi, thank you so much, Kristen.
Yeah.
We did get a couple of questions in the chat for you. So the first was from Priscilla Ortiz, who was asking, where do you find the course information?
Yeah, yep. So that's a really great question. So if you go to our website, up at the top, you can either search by field or you can search by program. So let's say you're a business major. You could put in business up at the top, and then it'll show you all the different programs that we have that are a good fit for business. Otherwise, if I want to do a semester program, again, you can look by semester, you can look by summer, J term, May term, and then all of the syllabi are linked there.
Thank you. And the next question from Noor Latif was asking, will these presentation slides be made available? We are going to have the recording uploaded to our website, Noor, but that question for just having the PowerPoint slides, I don't know. So Kristen can answer that best.
Yeah. So we're absolutely happy to share that with you. I don't know if we'll receive all the contact information of students after this.
We will have, if I would say if you want Kristen to email you, just please maybe send her a little email. She's going to share that, and that way I don't just send her the list of everyone who attended and you get.
That's perfect. Yeah. And if you guys wanted to email me, it's just Kristen. So it's Kristen with an I, Kristin at barcelonasae.com.
I'm going to type that in the chat, Barcelona.
Thank you. So yeah, feel free to shoot me an email. I'm happy to share the slides. Too, if you wanted to be connected with, another Fullerton student who's actually done our program, I'm happy to do that as well. I know it's always helpful for students to kind of talk to others that have been there, done that. So if you wanted to be connected with alumni.
Yeah, I do have a question from a student, Emily Alvarez, who's going to be graduating in May, who wants to know, will she still be eligible for the summer internship? I do have a quick something to add. So if you will no longer be a CSUF student, the current travel suspension technically doesn't apply to you, Emily. But just for everyone in the room, while Kristen was going over summer opportunities, unless they're virtual, unfortunately, summer mobility programs where you're actually traveling we're not being processed through the university, since we do have that travel suspension through July 31st. Virtual programs, by all means. Right now, we're currently recruiting for fall and beyond, with understanding things could change, but that's sort of our window of expectation of when mobility will actually resume, will be fall of 2021. So let Kristen answer the other question, part of that question.
Yep, so that's a really great question, and one that we get often. So our virtual internships, absolutely, those are available, to students even after they graduate. With the in-person option, it does get a little trickier, and that's due to the Spanish government. So they do require now that you are an enrolled student. You don't necessarily need to be getting academic credit in order to go, but you do need to be an enrolled student. And that's really to protect you. They don't want students going over there. All of our internships are unpaid. So they just want to make sure that there's some sort of, educational component.
Right. And it also determines the type of visa you get, which may restrict your
Exactly.
working eligibility. So
Yep.
that said, do you have to be a degree seeking enrolled student? Could a student enroll at a community college for the summer and still, okay.
Absolutely. Yep. Just
So,
as long as you're enrolled in some sort of, higher ed program, that's totally fine.
okay, that's good to
So,
know.
yeah.
So Christopher McHalian has asked if we apply and pay the application fee, if we are not accepted, is there a refund?
There absolutely is. So yeah, it's a $75 application fee when you apply. If for whatever reason you're not accepted into the program, or let's say you're wanting to go and do an internship and we're not able to place you, that's absolutely 100% refundable. The only instance in which it would not be refundable is, if you changed your mind. But with that said, we do have a pretty flexible refund policy at the moment, just due to COVID, and that's extended all the way through the end of 2021. So basically, it's going to depend on the term, but generally, if withdraw, I believe 60 days in advance, everything would be refundable. 30 to 59 days, it goes down where 50% or whatnot. So again, we're wanting to be really flexible with students. We know that it's really hard to plan. We know that it's really hard to commit to anything because we don't know what the world's going to look like in 6 months. So I'm happy to work with you. With that said, if we get to the fall and you're not able to go, we can always defer your application to another term as well. So
Priscilla has another question.
Sure.
For the internships. If you intern virtually, will you receive certification, or is that sort of just dependent on the site, or does everybody get one?
Yeah, so with our virtual internships, so you do have, access to all of the different, professional development, coaching workshops, everything that we do. However, our virtual internships by default don't offer academic credit. But if you wanted to receive academic credit, you are able to do so either through, you can work with your academic advisor at Fullerton, or if you wanted to get the credit through us, we do actually have a partnership with Plymouth State University in New Hampshire. So it is an additional $1,000 for the academic credit. But we can, facilitate that, and then you would be enrolled in internships for credit virtual course.
Right, and depending on your major, I think every college has a student success center, and within that center, there's usually someone you can talk to about coordinating internship credit. If there is not a person like that, you can also go to CICE, the Community or Center for Internships and Community Engagement, and they can advise how to the process for moving forward and getting credit for your experience. So they'll likely loop us in because it involves an international experience, but they have confirmed they are working with students on internship credit for virtual internships as well. So yes, they've confirmed that that's available for students. We have a question from Sophia Sams asking, are you able to take general education courses or only classes for your major? And this is more CSUF's question. Yes, you can take GE education courses, you can take major courses. What really needs to happen is you find a good match between the SAE course offerings, depending on one of the universities, the programs that Kristen went through. And I would say, definitely work with one of our advisors and Kristen to figure out what's the best fit, what are your academic needs. And then in advance of going on your program, you would list those potential courses you would take with the chosen program, and you would get pre-approval here at Cal State Fullerton for those courses, whether they're fulfilling GEs or major requirements. So, but the answer is yes and yes. So both types of courses are possible. Let's see here. One last question. For the fall, the $14,895 fee, what does that include exactly? I know you had a slide.
Yeah, so that's our study center. So the program at SEAS. So that includes your tuition. It's going to include your housing. It's going to include all the different cultural activities we do, day trips, overnight and weekend excursions, all of your insurance, everything, your transcript. So the only thing that it wouldn't include is your flight and then any spending money.
So it does include visa.
Oh, and your visa.
Oh, okay,
Sorry.
I was just like,
And your
wow.
visa. However, with that said, if you choose to go in the fall, our program has been shortened slightly to just under 90 days.
Okay.
So American students actually would not need a visa. And right now into Spain, so the borders are still closed to tourists. However, if you're going for academic purpose, we would, provide you with all the documentation that you need, and you're able to enter the country if you're there as a student.
That's a savings there.
So,
'Cause,
Yep, yeah, and we did that, for a number of reasons. Also, if you don't have, for students that don't have a passport, that's a big enough hurdle right now, just with,
yes.
passport offices not, operating at full capacity, and that visas are just taking so long, and appointments are really difficult to get at the moment. So again, we just decided to remove that barrier for students. So that program is less than 90 days.
That's great.
And then we do have some other options in the fall that are going to be over 90 days. They do, require you to get a visa, but they are at a little bit of a lower price point. So like the UAB program, that's in the, I think, 12,000 range. So again, we have a number of different programs that fit pretty much every budget.
Okay. Well, I think that covers all of the questions. I hope I didn't miss anybody's question. We are at the hour, so thank you very much.
Yeah.
And please remember to, if you do want those slides, just to email Kristen, or if you think of a question later, she's available. We're available in our study abroad office as well. Thank you again for attending. We really appreciate it. And we hope you'll come back to some of the other sessions later today and over the next couple of days. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you all so
Kristen.
much. Take care.
Okay.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.